I have clicked the record button. Yo, what up? Everybody at home, everybody over on YouTube. I have with me a special guest, Barrett Bryant of the playtest slash design team. We record top 8s, so if this is your first UniVersus video with me, because of critical stuff, go check those out. But we are going to be doing a bit of a full set review for the Heroes of Exandria set that is coming out here relatively soon, March 7th. Isn't that correct? I don't have a yeah, March 7th. You can find your local game stores and all that jazz. We've done a couple of previews here on the channel, but this is going to be literally, we are doing 211 cards. We are talking about them. We were doing something before this, and Barrett was like, hey, do you want me on for the review? And I was like, that'd be very, very fun. So Barrett, thanks for being on, man. It's very cool to have you.
Heck yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited. I'm not gonna ramble about all the I've known these cards for a long time, obviously, but I'm more excited about genuinely your opinions, what chat thinks of these cards, how successful they think they're going to be in the format, and yeah, I can give a little bit of insight on how I also agree and or disagree with those ideas.
Yeah, and so if you're in Twitch chat, I'm going to be putting up a small poll on every card of do you like the card, yes, no, or meh. Please feel free to 1, 2, and 3 in chat. Give your opinions and thoughts on the cards, as I know that UVS employees do watch these videos and see the feedback here of how cool or rad or awesome they are. So here's the goal of the videos. I'm going to be splitting this up into a ton of different videos, and they're all going to have the same intro. We're going to run through all of the air, chaos, earth, fire, life, order, void, water attuned cards. From there, we're going to go to the infinity slash multi-symboled cards. From there, we're going to do all of the ultra rares and then all of the secret rares. And so with that, let's get rocking. On to order attuned. They got 3 more of these. Protecting Whitestone, 1/5 2 mid-block spell. When you play this card, each player commits 1 foundation, period. Kind of crazy in Percy as I block with this or I play it or whatever, and then we both commit 2. Yuck. And then enhance, remove this one, change the zone of this attack, so you can like change it to like I am nervous about I'm order Percy. I play Protecting Whitestone. We'll both commit 1. Change it to a high. We'll both commit 1 because I played a move because I'm Percy. I block with Showdown. We'll both commit 1. I'll Showdown, commit you by 2. Yuck. What stage?
Yeah, it also works on block, right? You
yeah.
know? So yeah, it feels good.
Yeah. I think this card's actually going to see quite a bit of play. This is a very good action.
Snap zone change is also quite good. This now says you can unlock things like Phantom Threat in other characters.
Correct.
Which is really cool when you think about it.
Yeah. Dope. It's very, very cool. Are all these location spells part of the same piece of art? I don't think so, but they might be. I truthfully don't know, but I don't think so.
Probably by the same artist. They all look kind of similar, but
Kent Davis. I mean, we'll have to see. We'll come back and look whenever we go to the void ones because there's one for void. Enchanted weapon attack. 4/3, 2 mid for 4, stun 1 weapon spell. Response: after this attack deals damage, build a weapon asset with printed difficulty 5 or less from your discard pile. Period. Weird for the printed difficulty 5 or less, but I think that this card is very good. It's got a 0 mid block, which I think is a big deal. And this is, hey, I want to build an asset. So I'm going to smack you with it. You need to respect my 2 mid for 4 diff. I think this card's very good.
I think this card probably only gets better, right? I mean,
yes.
I don't know how many.
Yes.
But I think at bare minimum, you can go check out another video. But the fact that the vestiges exist, and 4 of them are weapons, a card like this and specific symbol synergistic characters says you can eventually probably build any of those depending on the character, is quite good. Worst case, it is a stun 1 spell weapon, which that combination does matter for characters like Ford.
And they 0 mid block, which is nuts.
Yeah.
Man.
For a snap build from discard pile, every bit of text on this card is good.
So
Its
good.
stats are just ass, which
Yes.
means it's probably good enough to see play because
It's a
the
flow card.
words are good.
Yeah. Fathom Blade Binding. Holy cow. The art in the foreground is
Yeah,
very
yeah,
cool.
crazy.
The art in the background is nutso.
Yeah,
What is that? 7/3, 5 high for 7. Another 0 mid block. I mean, that's two attacks with 0 mids, like right in a row. Stun 2 weapon spell. While this card's in your card pool, block modifiers. All block modifiers get +1. So if you block with this, so not if you block with this one, but every other block that you try to do, they get harder. So there's a bit of a deal with the devil. And then Champion Blitz. If you took damage last turn, this attack gets +3 speed. Only playable if your character's a champion. So if you took a lick, it's actually an 8 high for 7 with stun 2. I think if you can get away with playing a 7 diff, I think that there is something. This is the the second, 0 mid block. I went back to the 0 and went, was another one? This if you can figure out how to make the cost of 7 difficulty attack work, this card is worth it. I think.
I think
is worth it.
I think if there's one to make it work, it's just this one.
Yeah.
I think even without the blitz, offensively, this is essentially a 6 high for 7 stun 2 move.
Yeah.
Because of and that carries speed across the turn.
Yes.
So, and if you do count the stun, or you count the block mod, and you count the speed from the effect, right? It's actually an 11 high for 7, which is crazy.
Yeah.
In 4, this matters. Spell weapon combination matters. This is a heavy hitter. This is a good lead. You are just sure not allowed to play this probably on turn 2.
Correct. Which is totally okay. There should be some attacks you're not allowed to do that. Up next, we've got Golem Beating. 5/3, 5 high for 5, 1 mid block. These blocks are crazy. Slam. Response. After the attack is not blocked, your next attack gets +3 speed. So, hey, you want to take 5? If you do, if you don't want to respect this one, the next one's going to be crazy. What if it was Fathom Mighty Blade? It's like, or even better, like Enchanted Weapon Attack, right? Like, hey, this is now a 5 mid for 4 stun 1 when it deals damage. Do the thing. This card's cool. I like the it's like a jab into a cross kind of an idea. It's a good opener. Wish it had a stun. Wish it had an EX. Wish it had a way to like help us really connect with it. Otherwise, it's like a bad version of heroic setup strike or whatever. The Midoriya attack,
yeah.
right? Like it's like kind of a bad version of that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I do think this is like a world where like maybe this matters later on about a character that has like a if you do block me effect, and this is the not blocked, the damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of stuff. But I just don't know what character that exists right now that does that on this symbol. So I don't know. I think it's draft chaff right now, but yeah.
Hey, it could get better. Heavy Hammer Thump. 6/3, 5 mid for 8 with a 2 mid block. Blitz, draw a card, then add a card from your hand to the top of your deck, period. That's cheating! You know what your next check is! You just got a bunch of 6 checks in your hand, you just like slam them on top, and you just like thump, 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 thump. Take a bunch of 8 damage moves.
I think it's not even just that, right? I think this is another one of those, like, again, 2 years ago, you asked me if I would have played a 6 difficulty 3 check, and I tell you, you're crazy. But the fact that this is a card that draws you a card, and then you get to guarantee your next check, means that even if I played this on turn 2 and I checked a 3, I don't feel that bad because I could guarantee whatever my next thing is.
Yeah.
Which says for poke turns, this is a 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Which is just good.
Yeah, on turn 2, if you actually did deal with this, you ready? So you heavy hammer thump, commit your whatever. You draw a card. You take the asset that you want to build, put it on top of your deck, and then play the enchanted weapon attack. Check the asset. When this one hits, because they had to block the thump, you build in the asset you checked.
Yeah, you're right. I think there's so many different things. I think even late game, you find a bunch of these and you just daisy chain them into each other by stacking cards on top of your check to pass them, and it's just Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a clown
Circus
fiesta
music.
for this. Yeah, for this 8 base damage move, right? Yeah, run away that.
Leaping axe slam 4-3, too high for 4, too low block, throw slam weapon. If you have some amount of weapon throw, your weapon attack gets a plus 100 damage. We put it on a throw. Your slam attack gets 100 damage. Put it on a throw. It's a blank card otherwise, which I think is fine. It's
It's
common.
a throw weapon for if you want to do that game plan on Ford because he needs to hit. Other than that,
Sure.
whatever.
Lightning Blade, 5-3, 5 low for 5, flash, tech, weapon, response. After this attack is blocked, your next attack is +1 speed, period. It's got a 2 high block. This card is dope. It is another flash attack with the tech keyword for Percy. I'm in.
I genuinely think Flash Percy is actually a real strategy. It is kind of separate than what I was talking about, but it is a real game plan. This is one of the good ones for you to do that with. And it carries stats forward too, so that always feels good.
Yeah. It's great. Very good. Tavern Brawl. 4-3, 2 low for 5, 2 high block. Ally Fury Kick Punch Slam Weapon. Whew. Blitz, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, period. For each attack you reveal, freeze a rival foundation, period. I get to pick. And then for each non-attack I reveal, this attack gets +1 speed, period. Put the revealed cards on the bottom of your deck in a random order, period. This card's neat. This card has way too many keywords and has the order symbol, so it is crazy with something like a Patchwork Baby. Patchwork Baby loves this card as we open Tavern Brawler and then let it rock. Yeah, Heartbeats Around. Like all the order keywords matter cards are very cool. And this card does have a neat blitz that is like, chat, you are legally allowed to freeze ready foundations. You do not have to freeze committed ones. So you look at your rival's 3 worst foundations and you go, that one can't be committed, or you don't get them back. You're not allowed to pass checks with them on your next turn, which now means that you need to start committing readied foundations, which is now more of a deterrent rather than like it being actually good. They have to now commit the good ones if they want to keep their board healthy for their turn. So there's a lot of cool decision makings you get to do with this. Go ahead.
Like you said, you're going to follow this up with a Patchwork Baby, and if you don't turn them sideways now, I'm going to turn them sideways next.
Correct. Correct.
But yeah, I mean, the fact that this is keyword soup, again, Heartbeats Around says that if you play Heartbeats Around and then this, it gets +6 damage, so we just got to find a way to give it some speed.
Yeah.
Once per turn, you know, Kyokujiro 3 does give speed for each of its keywords.
Fast. Carnival Barker, another piece of great art. 2/4/3 mid-block ally. Enhance commit, add one other card from your stage to the top of your deck, period. Enhance Tenacious, remove, discard an ally card from your hand. Reduce this attack's damage to 1. I think this card is very good if you are playing a bunch of cool ally cards. Like you could just you could put 4 Carnival Barkers in your deck and have like this little mini package of, all right, I will enhance, remove, discard a Barker, reduces damage to 1, be fine with it. Like there's a world where like that is like just good enough as a package. But there's a ton of other allies that exist inside of this set and in the current standard that make this card very, very strong as a 2/4.
Yeah, I agree. For its top enhance, I think it's probably only really good value if you are putting a committed 6 check on top, as you must commit this and debuild yourself essentially. But I agree with ally synergy for the bottom enhance. I think that makes it very much playable.
The other thing that you get to do is put a face down on top of your deck and then redraw it to like a commit the world's slowest unflip, right?
Yep.
Because you add it back and then we'll play it again.
Other cool technology is using the set 2 of AOT shifted attacks. You can grab one of those foundations that you shifted down, or because it says other card, you can even just grab a shifted backup, put them on top of your deck, press a draw button, and now you have another attack for the turn.
Beautiful.
So there are cool synergies with the shift keyword with this. Typically, most of those cards are not allies, though, so there would be a little bit of disconnect, but it is still cool and fun.
Confidence. It's a 2/6 with a 3 high block response. After this card is revealed, your attack is +1 speed or +1 damage. Neato in the order I reveal a card, do a thing idea. It's a 2/6 instead of a 1/6, and so like it's a little tough to want to play. But if you have a I'm revealing these cards identity, then I think it's an acceptable one to toss in the deck.
Directly synergizes with that attack that we saw, right? The one that says Blitz, reveal the top 3 cards. This works off a revealing deck, not just in your hand. Obviously, Molly Mock really likes this card, of course, too. If you show these off in your hand, you also give stats. So, yeah, this card's fine. Needs a lot of synergy with other stuff that's working with the package.
Very blank on the board.
Yes, yeah.
Could have had a cool deadlock ability. Daring Swordplay. This almost looks like an ultra rare because of this panel right here. This panel right there, it is throwing me off. And this up here is just enough to be like, it's like messing with my brain. 2/5, 2 low block, Daring Swordplay, Breaker 1, Enhance Commit. This attack gets -2 speed. This attack is +2 speed. If it's blocked, your next attack is +1 speed. +2, my next one wears 1 is good enough for Enhanced Colon, right? It feels very similar to Ice Gliding, which is going to be rotating whenever these cards come out. Of commit, this deck gets +1 speed. If blocked, my next one gets +1 speed as a 1/5/3 mid block. So this is like a different flavor of that. Ice Gliding did also have the minus speed to make it like different, but this has got a low block, a better low block, and Breaker 1. So and it's also more speed given initially. So like there's a world where if you're looking for like an offensive speed card, this is better. This is a better card than average because of all the extra bonuses stacked on. The question is are you looking for a 2/5 speed card inside your deck? The answer is normally no.
Yeah. This card's just barely good enough.
Yeah. Up next, we've got Distracting Gas. 1/5/2 mid block. It's a spell. Response: remove. After you block with this card, your rival's next attack this turn must attack one of your backups if able. Add the top card of your deck to your card pool face down, period. I think this card is so dope. I think being able to turn any of your backups into Smiling Titan is so sick. On a 2 mid block, my backup is now Smiling Titan is very, very good. Especially if like they're not seeing it coming and they're like, my next attack is gonna have +75 damage, and you're like, dope. I have a 4 stamina backup that you are absolutely going to kill. You got me there, man. I think there's a high skill ability that makes this card a very, very cool.
The number one thing I want to do with this card is I want to use it with a character that also has like Titan in the Woods built.
Yes.
And that thing only has 2 stamina, so you use it when it's down to 1, and I go, hey, you have to attack this one. And they go, all right, man, I'll attack it. And then they're going to get you, right? They're going to get you by playing this, when it deals damage, draw 3 cards, discard down to your hand size. And you go, my first enhance is that I'll have it lose its last stamina and will abort the attack. And challenge your opponent to go to the next one.
Are you ready?
I want to...
The nymph card that just says sack a backup.
Yeah.
This attack gets 3 damage. Oh no, the attack is gonna kill my backup. Anyways, death rattle. Take 3 and
yeah, there's some crazy cool stuff here. I think this card's very good. This card is good enough to put backups in this symbols type of decks.
Yeah.
To worst case scenario, say that you stop one of your opponent's attacks. That is good enough.
Totally.
That's just good enough.
100%.
Yeah, I think this card's great.
Electric Resilience. This does not look like he is resilient to the electricity. If we're gonna, I can see his whole ass bones. 2/5, 3 low block, enhance, commit, lose 2 health. This attack gets -4 damage, minimum 1. Old Kotal Khan Last of His Kind, I think was the name of that one, but it was just enhance, lose 2 health, colon, this deck is -4 damage, minimum 1. This does have a commit cost. It is not a unique foundation, so you can have multiples of these and just be like, hey, I'll turn these all sideways, I'll lose my health, and then -4 damage. There's a card from a previous video that does say after you lose 2 health, commit it as well and gain 2 health. So it's like commit 2 foundations for -2 damage, essentially, or -4 damage, which is not incredible, but like there's like neat ideas if you can like force the pieces to fit. I think for protecting backups, I think this is pretty cool. You like jump in the way to protect your backup. Essentially, like I'll take 4 for my backup to survive. I think that's neat. But otherwise, I don't see myself necessarily wanting to play this guarantee lose 2 health for -2 damage, essentially. Unless I can gain the health back, you know?
It's good DR. It's going to need some extra synergies with stuff in your deck. And without it, I don't think it'll see play. But with it, it's probably pretty good.
Up next, we got Show of Strength, 3/5, 3 mid block. Response commit after playing attack, use +3 damage. Oof. And then Champion Response, Tenacious, remove after you pass a check against a difficulty of 7 or greater to play an attack. Draw 1 card, only playable if your character's a champion. So obviously, we put 3 of these in our deck. I play my 7 diff, I check my 5, I commit 2 of these Show of Strengths, and then I redraw using my Champion Response. I will say that it is a little weird that you can't use both the Champion Response and the regular response on the card on the same attack. You would have to play an attack, it would get the damage, and then I play my next one after I've now successfully passed my check. I will then draw my card. The timing is like a little weird because of when it asks you to respond on the Champion Response, but it is chill. I think this card is neato for champions.
This card doesn't say that it has to be a 7 diff. It just says you have to play a thing on a 7.
After you pass a check on a difficulty of 7 or greater. Huh.
Yeah, so this says if you play a Walk the Dog on a 7 and you pass it, you can just sack this off, remove this off and draw a card. As long as you're a champion. That's why it's worded that way. It would be worded differently on the other way, right?
Yeah, no, you're totally right. If I successfully pass
a check against the difficulty of 7, which is
a
similar
vile
to like
seizing, I get to draw a card.
to play an attack. But
Ah!
yes. Like the wording is the same. It means progressive difficulty counts for this.
Yes.
Which is very interesting ability-wise.
Yeah.
Like that just doesn't exist very much.
Which is why
cool.
I read it wrong.
I just think it means so you ready? It means you kind of do get both effects, right? It means you can start your turn off with your 5 diff and your 4 diff, give something 3 damage, and then later on, when you go to play a 4 diff on a 7, you get the draw effect later.
Yeah. To then rebuild back at my stage and like do the thing.
Yeah.
It also I guess it does say to play an attack rather than like I can't like block on a 7 and do a thing.
Yeah.
I
think because of that, it's probably fine. Damage pump on a 3 diff in your stage. I don't know if you need that per se on the order symbol, but if you do, it kills people.
Yeah.
It draws cards. I don't know. People love drawing cards.
There might be a world where like mono throw order could be a thing. And there's like you just Show of Strength and just like slam all these sideways and like +3 damage all your throws. But that seems kind of slow. Or like Slow of Strength, am I right? High five, up top. Up top, babe. Show off. Show of Strength, show off. 2, 5, 3 mid block. Enhance once per turn, reveal the top card of your deck, period. That's cheating. That's cheating. Also, it looks like Scanlan here is a 45, 50-year-old man. This guy, he looks crazy here. Holy shit. I would not want to be next to this guy. That guy looks terrible.
All jokes aside, this effect is cheating. This is cross turn. Like, I get to do it on my turn. I get to do it on your turn. For however many of these I have, on every attack, I'm going to always know what the top card of my deck is. That is very valuable information.
So good. People were doing this with Destin just to pass the 5 check, right? And now
just
you're
to
just
pass
like,
the 5 check.
man, if I check a 3 here, I lose. In hands once per turn. Is that a 3? No, I win. Boop.
This is Pool to Majijin, right? You love that card,
Yes. Yeah. 100%. 100%.
right?
Yeah. This card's
But
great.
yeah,
This card's super, super good.
the
I'm a
stats
fan.
are rough, but that effect is very good in our game.
Yes. Terror reading. 1/4/3 high block. Enhance flip. Name a card type, then reveal the top card of your deck. If the card type matches the name type, add it to your hand. Period. Hey, I just said Destin for mainstream success.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
So when you compare this one to the last card, this is the better card.
Yeah.
For the short term also.
Yes.
The last card, crazy value the longer the game goes on.
100%. 100%.
This one, man, I really need there to not be a 3 check on top of my deck. Oh, and also if I call attack and it is on top of my deck, I get to draw
pick it up. Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
as we know, that effect is broken and very good. So even with the 4 check, even with the worst block modifier, even though it's a different zone, this
it
card
will be played.
It will be played, and it's very good.
Yeah. Up next, another Ford card with a crazy psychedelic background. Undeterred 1/5 2 mid block. Champion Breaker 1. Response: after you block with this card, your rival's next attack gets -2 speed. It's just a block trick. Breaker 1 -2 speed. I think that this is a neat position to exist. I think that you only ever play this card if you're a champion. Otherwise, you just aren't going to give this a second look. I think the breakers will push us this over the edge of like wanting to play it as a 1/5.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's for like for if you're trying to look to maybe play it in standard. I mean, carrying over -2 speed to the next is good. And you're allowed to build them early, like in the beginning of the game. So I think this card's actually quite playable. I agree with you. If you're not a champion, I think
Something better to do.